Hello, I'm Michelle from Twilight Yoga. Welcome to this video. Today we are talking about reopening anxiety. And reopening anxiety is unfortunately a thing that is happening to quite a few of us at the moment. It's that anxiety you have because of that new change. The lockdown is easing, we can start going out again, we can start seeing friends, we can go to restaurants, we can hug, all great and wonderful things, but it is a big change. After months and months and months, over a year of being told, stay home to stay safe, the idea of going out again into the world and seeing people and being in crowded environment can feel really, really stressful. And I had the experience on Saturday. I went to the restaurant with my family, with my husband and my two girls, and the restaurant was a lot busier than I expected. It was safe, all of the tables were split by those partitions, so it was absolutely safe, but it genuinely was busy. I wasn't expecting that, and my eldest daughter wasn't expecting that, and she started feeling really, really anxious. And that reminded me that, yeah, I used to be like that. I used to have situations where I would be out and about, and then out of the blue, something would happen, and I would start feeling really anxious. And sometimes, if I didn't get on top of it, it would end up in a proper panic attack. And there was nothing worse I could think of than having a panic attack outside, around people. So that experience on Saturday we enjoyed the meal in the end, of course we did, but at the beginning, she was really anxious, and of course, I was a bit concerned about her. So I thought I'd be doing this video to share with you my 4 tips that have served me time and time again to get over the stress and the anxiety of certain situations. And even if you don't, even if you're not prone to panic attack, the fact that you feel stressed or anxious in a situation really stops you from having fun, doesn't it? It stops you from enjoying yourself. If you're too worried about, oh my God, what happened? Might I catch something? What if this? What if that? You're not there anymore. You can't have fun with your friends and your family. So it is worth looking at solutions so that there and then you can do something so that you can relax, you can let go, and you can have fun, basically. So, those 4 things are really easy and they are really discreet because, of course, when you're outside, you don't have the opportunity to just take yourself away and go do your yoga. You don't really have the opportunity to grab your journal and start writing about it. You're there are people around you, and you need to find a solution. Right, so the first thing you can do that's really easy, unsurprisingly, it's linked to your breath. So in the breath, we have the in-breath, we have the out-breath, as you know. But if you put the emphasis on the out-breath, you put the emphasis on relaxing. So one really easy breathing technique is trying to lengthen the out-breath, trying to get the out-breath about twice as long as the in-breath. So for example, if you were to breathe for a count of 3, 1, 2, 3, breathe in for a count of 3, aim at breathing out for a count of 5 or 6. So let's say you breathe for 3, 1, 2, 3, and you breathe out for 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you find that breathing out for 6 is too long, then breathe out for 4 or breathe out for 5. But aim at getting your out breath longer than your in breath, and that's going to really relax your nervous system. So that's the first one. The second one, still a breathing technique, bit more obvious that you're doing something, really, really useful when you're commuting. If you're in a train and it's busy and you're starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed, it's a very good one to really calm the whole nervous system. I used it so many times when I was commuting to Brussels and from Brussels when I was still in Belgium. And it is basically a discrete version of the alternate nostril breath. So the alternate nostril breath, normally you would have your hand like this, blocking one nostril, then blocking the other and alternating, which is a bit obvious and can make you feel a bit self-conscious if you're doing it around people. A more discreet option to do it is to block one nostril and then breathe in 3 times through the open one, and then block the other, breathe in 3 times through the open one, and alternate. As I said, it's a little bit more obvious that you are doing something, but it's really good when you're commuting. If you're sitting in a train, you can, do this, and you look like you're thinking, you look like you're just resting your head on your hand, and you can do your alternate breathing 3 times through one nostril, 3 times through the other. That works really, really well. You do a couple of rounds of that, and that really helps to calm down the whole nervous system and to bring the anxiety, the stress, the fear down. So, number 3, it's not a breath. It is bringing your awareness to something, anything that is in front of you. So let's say you're in a restaurant, take your awareness to the knife or the fork or the placemat or the glass in front of you. If you're traveling, if you're in a train, take your awareness to the table, to the headrest in front of you, anything. Just take your awareness to something really, really concrete and notice everything you can about it. So, for example, notice the color, notice the texture, notice maybe how the light reflects on it or not. You can, if you can pick it up, feel the weight. Really take your awareness to something really practical, really concrete in front of you. That will help you ground. Because when we feel anxiety, when we feel fear, we are all up there. It's all the thoughts. It's the overwhelm. It's all too much. So by doing something like that, looking at something mundane and practical and boring, but really noticing everything about it, is going to bring you down and help you ground again. And the anxiety, the fear, the stress is going to lessen as you ground more and more. So that's another one. Noticing, bring your awareness to something really concrete in front of you. Finally, number 4 is gratitude. Now that might not be an obvious one, but the way it works is, let's say you start feeling worried. For example, it happened to me a few months ago. I was here sitting on the sofa watching a movie, and then a thought came through my mind, and that was it. What if, what if, what if? And I could feel the anxiety rising, heart rate racing, stomach in a knot, not nice. So I started thinking of everything I could be grateful for. And I was grateful for my house, for a roof over my head. I was grateful for the food I just eaten. I was grateful for the TV I could actually watch, I could afford to have and to watch. I was grateful for the fact that the weather had been lovely that day or whatever. It doesn't matter. There is so much we could be grateful for on any given day. And when you feel the fear, the anxiety rising, shift your mind to what can you feel grateful for. And find 10 things that you can really express gratitude. Do that in your head. It can be anything from the smallest to the biggest. It can be that you're out. Even if it's a bit scary, you're out. It can be that you took the time to, I don't know, do your hair or do your makeup, or that the weather is sunny, the sun is shining and it's a beautiful day. Anything. Just find 10 things to be grateful for. The way that works is because your mind, as clever as it cannot think properly about 2 things. Now, some of you might think that yes, it does. And I know what you mean. You can have the feeling that you're focusing on lots of things at the same time, but really the mind can only give its attention to one thing at any given time. So rather than giving your attention and all of your brain's energy to the fear, the anxiety, the what if, give that awareness, give that energy to any positive thing you can think of. And it really works. It's weird. It's weird how it works, As I was there, sitting in front of the TV with that knot in my stomach, as I was running through that list of stuff I was grateful for, I could physically feel my stomach unknotting, my chest relaxing, and I could physically feel myself breathing better, just because I was focusing on something better, brighter, happier than all of those what-if scenarios. So those are the 4 tools. Number 1, breathe in for a count of 3. Breathe out for a count of 5 or 6. Or 4 if that's better for you. But either way, Try and get your out breath longer than your in breath. Number 2, that discrete alternate nostril breath. Number 3, it's taking your awareness to anything that is concrete, practical, mundane, and noticing everything about it to really ground yourself. Number 4, gratitude. If you feel the fear, the anxiety, the stress rising, shift your awareness to what can you feel grateful for there and then. So, I hope those tools are going to help you. They've helped me loads in the past and still now, as I was telling you, the whole gratitude thing is a new one. I started using that a few months ago, but it really works. So have a go, enjoy yourself, knowing that you have those tools so that you don't have to be afraid of being afraid. That's one of the worst things. It's when you know you've got a tendency to feel anxious in certain situations and you're afraid of feeling anxious, which is the best way of feeling anxious. So now you've got those 4 tools that you know you can count, you can rely on, so that you can go and have a nice time and enjoy yourself no matter the situation. So have a lovely day, a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next video.